Good morning, y'all, and happy Sunday. This morning, I actually talked to my youth kids about the woman at the well, and it's such a beautiful story, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about it too because I think we could all use this lesson. So, the woman at the well takes place in John chapter 4, verses 1 through 36, is where I would go, and I'd read all of them. But I'm going to summarize the story for you really quick. So the woman at the well, she is a Samaritan woman, and she is so considered unclean. People didn't talk to her. She wasn't liked. She wasn't wanted. And I think a lot of us feel that at some point in our lives. We're not wanted, we're not liked, we're not special, we're not the friend that is the go-to friend, or maybe you're no one's best friend, or maybe you feel like you're down on your luck with relationships. Either way, we've all been this woman at the well, feeling unloved and unworthy and unliked. And so this woman, she is going out to get her water. She gets it in the middle of the day. That's the hottest part of the day, and she does that so that way she doesn't have to see anybody, because she's trying to avoid everybody. I'm sure we've all been there, just trying to keep our heads down and keep moving. I know I do that too often, just keep my head down, keep moving, not make anyone mad, not speak to anybody that maybe doesn't want to talk to me, just keep my head down and assume everyone hates me. And that's kind of how this woman takes everything, because she is a Samaritan. She knows her place. She knows how people feel about her. And what's so beautiful about Jesus is that he knows how insecure she is, and he knows how much she hates herself, and he knows how much she doesn't want to be around people. And so Jesus, the beautiful thing about him is he has always got another plan going on here, right? There's always another idea. So they're passing through Samaria. They don't have to. He is doing this for her. He's doing this to meet her. So him and his disciples, they're passing through Samaria, and he tells his disciples, hey, y'all go on. I'm tired. I need food. You guys go get me food. You come back here. I'm just tired, and I need a break here. And that's so beautiful, because Jesus maybe he needed a break, maybe he was tired, but Jesus was protecting this woman. And Jesus was saying, hey, I know this woman's coming, I need to talk to her, but I'm going to protect her fully. And that's something that I had heard in a Sadie Robertson sermon on this. Just an FYI, I did get a lot of this from hearing lots of sermons. So if you hear something repeated, I swear I'm not trying to, it's just from what I'm hearing. But what's so beautiful is that Jesus says, I'm going to protect this woman. I'm telling my disciples I'm tired. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait for her, because if there was all my disciples around here, she wouldn't want to come here and she wouldn't see me. And then I wouldn't get to talk to her, even though she's yearning for me and longing for me and longing to feel important, loved, and special. And so Jesus, he sits and he waits for her at that well. And instead of turning away from her and not speaking to her, he talks to her. And he says, please give me a drink. And I think that's so important to note, because if he had drank from her cup, or from her pail, or whatever she brought to get water, if he drank from her cup, then he would also be considered unclean. And he basically told her, I don't care how I look to other people, because all I really care about is you. And I don't care about the social norm and the social standard and the societal standard around you. All I care about is you. Now, Jesus goes on to kind of say, I'm the living water, and I'm the one that you need, and I'm the Messiah. And not only does he say all these loving things to her and saying, I'm the living water, I'm here and I'm here for you, he also holds her accountable by saying, go and get your husband. And she's like, I don't have a husband. He said, you're right, you have 5. He's saying, hey, you've messed up. I know you've messed up, but that's okay, because I offer you this living water. I offer you this love, and I offer you this acceptance of who you are. You don't have to pretend to be anyone. You don't have to have a filter on. You don't have to do anything. You just have to come to me and be here with me. And he literally says, believe me, dear woman, the time is coming when it will no longer matter whether you worship the Father on this mountain or in Jerusalem. You Samaritans know very little about the one you worship, while we Jews know all about him, for salvation comes through Jews. But this time is coming, indeed it is here now, when true worshipers will worship the Father in the Spirit and the truth. The Father is looking for those who will worship him that way, for God is Spirit, so those who worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. I hear he's saying, I'm here. I love you. I am the Messiah. It doesn't matter how you acted before. It doesn't matter whatever was happening before. Lay yourself down for me, because I'm here and I love you and I accept you for who you are, and I understand you have faults, and we're going to talk about your faults. We're going to get to the bottom of your faults, but the point he's making is that he loves us. He cares about us, and he wants to show us that he wants us and that we are wanted. See, I think a lot of times we forget that in this midst of feeling like we're unwanted and unloved and unimportant and not needed in life, Jesus is sitting there saying, hey, I do need you and I do love you and I do want you. You just have to listen. And sometimes listening is not pretty. Sometimes he holds us accountable for our mistakes and says, hey, you shouldn't have done this. That was a little wrong, right? You know that. But I am here to offer you a way out, and I'm here to offer you love and joy and peace and acceptance, because the thing about society is we will never be accepted into it. We are Christians. We are never supposed to be accepted in society. We're not supposed to be wanted and loved in society in that way, because quite frankly, the world will always be against us. That is in the Bible. We know that. But Jesus is not against us. And though it might seem a little rough sometimes when he does hold us accountable and to say you shouldn't have done that, come to him anyway. He accepts you and he loves you. And I know that a lot of times in our lives and in our friendships, sometimes we feel like that friend that no one cares about, or that friend that no one wants, or that friend that says, hey, like, let's invite everyone but this person. And I know you've experienced it. I've experienced it. And it really does suck to see people not want you around because you just want to be liked and loved and all this, and we're finding this need for validation in our friendships when the only validation we truly need is from God. And he's already validated us, and he's already said, I love you for who you are. I don't care how you look, how you act, how you dress, who you are, what you worshiped before me. I don't care. Come as you are, I'll make you better. Come as you are. I love you as you are. Let's make you better. Yes, he might hold you accountable. Yes, it might not feel fun. But in the end, you're going to be so happy and so loved and so special and so needed. And then those friendships that didn't care about you, or maybe not being someone's favorite friend or someone's best friend, or maybe always being in and out of relationships, can't ever find somebody that truly loves you. It won't matter anymore, because all you need is God. But sometimes we forget that. And I wanted to remind you guys of that today, because this lesson really spoke to me, because I felt it, and I felt like I'm the friend that people doesn't want around, or that isn't going to be invited to things quite a bit lately. And it sucks to feel that way, and it hurts really, really bad. But God loves me for who I am, and he loves you for who you are, and he wants you. And that's enough, and it will always be enough. No matter how many people in this world let you down, God never will. And he has never let me down once. When I turned to him, I have never, ever, ever felt unloved and not needed in this lifetime. I have always felt loved, and I've always felt important, whether I'm important in friendships or relationships or whatever or not. I'm always important to God, and that's what truly matters.